It's back to the homegrown this week, and an instrument with a little bit extra to the norm. Keep watching. So yes, it's got a ukulele review day back again. This is your summary video review. As always, the full detail review is linked below, together with some other links which will help you out. Thanks as always, a weekly thank you to those who donate to the site to help keep it going, because GotAUkulele is not paid for by the brands. And why not think about subscribing to this YouTube channel, hit the little bell thing, and you'll get notifications about new reviews. Okay, as I say, something homegrown. At the start of lockdown, I put a message out saying I wanted to feature more independent brands, more independent shops, more independent builders, and less of the Amazon stuff, which I've tried to do. And one guy who I've reviewed instruments for before got in touch and answered the call and said, I'll make something and send it over. And it's somebody I always enjoy looking at. And that guy is called Pete Mai from Bonanza Ukuleles. Pete and Shelley in Minnesota in the USA make these handmade instruments that are always made quite differently, but always really appeal and always really work. People love them. And this one shows off another aspect to his build. I've never reviewed one like this before, and that is because this is a 5-string. If you don't know about 5 strings, basically in this variety you can add extra strings to any instrument if you want, and basically what this one does is it pairs the G string. So it's got 2 G strings played together as one, and you've got a high G and a low G, so you get the best of both worlds, the high re-entrant and the bassier sound of the low G. So the high G comes first and the low G second, and I'll tune it up properly. But there we are. Otherwise though, let's just get on with the build, because this is a dreadnought shape, very much built in the same way as the Oreos are built, although this one optionally is a bit fatter in depth. And like other instruments in this style, this generation 5 bracing, I think he calls it, basically what happens is you've got a top piece and a bottom piece, which are blocks of wood that he routes out, leaving the internal bracing inside, creating 2 ashtray clamshells, and they come together with that ring of wood. In this case, that is cherry with a white paler aspen stripe. I think it looks great, but like with other Bonanza instruments, you can choose different woods. You can have a dark stripe and a pale body, or a much darker body and a chocolate coloured stripe, all sorts of options for you. I really rather like this one. Quite understated on the decoration, because Pete can offer any sort of decoration. You can have your name on it, you can have birthdays, anniversaries, that kind of thing, because he's got a laser etcher. This one is just a simple rope inlay around the oval shaped sound hole. I think it looks great, actually. It's a really nice instrument. The bridge, like others from Bonanza, is made of walnut with a Corian saddle. That's a through bridge design, so the strings go through the holes. You pull them out the sound hole, tie a knot or put a bead on and pull them back. And there we are. Some pictures on the website review of what it looks like inside, as best I can. And yeah, you get a couple of strap buttons on this as well. Right, I'm just bringing up my specs so I can tell you what's what without messing up the video. Right, there we are. Up to the neck, this is made of mahogany. It's bolted on inside, which you can probably just about see there. It's a really nice flat profile. It's in 3 pieces, but the joints are pretty well hidden. There's one at this sort of minimalist heel, and there's one up in the headstock as well. And being a 5-string, because of that extra width, the nut width here is 38, and it's 31 mil from G to A, which is really nice and roomy. It's topped with a walnut fingerboard, which is really nicely finished, and it's what Pete calls his self-sealing fret system. So basically the slots don't quite reach the ends of the fingerboard, and then he puts the frets in, so you don't see the fret ends because it would be impossible, but it's not edge bound as such. Very clever, and it means no sharp fret ends. There couldn't be. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 to the body, 15, 16, 17, 18, and fret markers. This is fun. They are shooting stars, and they're fitted in, inlaid in wood at 5, 7, 10, 12 and 15, and cleverly, because they're right on the edge and because they overlap onto the edge, they also work as very small but visible side dots. I really like that. That's clever. That is really clever. They look cool as well because they're offset, don't you think? I really like those a lot. Okay, Corey and Nut, the usual flat-topped Bonanza headstock, using the same woods as in the body, the cherry and the aspen, with the stripe. Looks great. And it comes with 5 of the Graphtec ratio planetary tuners. They're not my favourite, but they work okay. I only don't like them on looks, that's all, but they work well. And there we are. And coming in... You know, I really should have just brought these specs up. Coming in, specs-wise, in this spec, this is at $439. You can have a slightly thinner body, and it'll cost you a bit less. You don't have to have 5 strings, and it'll cost you a bit less. Oh, I didn't tell you about the strings. Siguar on the clear strings, the clear fluorocarbon Siguar fishing line, and the wound low G is a La Bella classical guitar string. Right, tune it up. We're just going to take that a little bit longer because we've got the G to double up with, but not that much longer really, is it? So now we've got the low G. First, and then the high. So there's your 5 strings. So you play those together. Let's have a play. Basically, that extra 5th string is just giving you, as I say, that best of both worlds, a bit of bass and a bit of treble. Whether you can't decide whether you like a high G or a low G or not. I quite like the idea. I've not played a lot of them, but I do like the idea. You can also get 6 strings and 8 strings, 7 strings, whatever you like. And you can tune how you like as well. But let's have a play. First of all, volume, like other Bonanzas, really loud. Really good sustain again. I don't know how he gets sustain out of something that is built this way. Say, are they harder to play? A little bit, because you need to be more precise on that G string. See, I'm fluffing it. But you can tell there's that extra richness. I really rather like it. Yeah, another good one from Pete. 5 strings aren't really for me. I don't dislike them. I just never really wanted one. But a lot of people like that difference, that sort of, it's different, a bit of an extra sound. And this, built like all the others from Pete, really, really good. As I say, $439 in this spec. It looks great. It sounds good. Absolutely love these. 5-string tenor from Bonanza ukuleles in the USA. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Back next week. More coming. Very, very busy. See you soon. Bye-bye.